After years of a shadow war between Iran and Israel, in which both sides used clandestine strikes against each other's commercial and military ships, a British guard and a Romanian sailor have now been killed in a suicide drone strike on an oil tanker. Here are the details. The Associated Press reports that the UK and US joined Israel in saying Iran was behind an attack on an Israeli-operated oil tanker that killed 2 people, and have vowed to respond, calling it a violation of international law. U.S. Navy explosive experts believe a drone strike hit the tanker off the coast of Oman, killing a British security guard and a Romanian ship worker. The strike hit the bridge of the tanker Mercer Street on the night of Thursday, July 29th. It marks the first known fatal attack after years of assaults on commercial shipping in the region linked to tensions with Iran. While no one has claimed responsibility for the attack, Israeli officials alleged Tehran launched the drone strike against a ship that was being operated by an Israeli company. Iran denied the allegations and said Israel killed the ship workers in a false flag attack designed to show Iran in a bad light. The attack comes after years of tit-for-tat attacks in which Israel and Iran use clandestine methods to attack each other's commercial and military ships, using limpet mines, drones, and other methods to cause damage. A U.S. official speaking on condition of anonymity said the attack appeared to have involved several drones, including a so-called suicide drone, which was presumably responsible for pressing home the attack itself. Iranian journalist Mohammad Awaz claims to have received leaked information from the country's government about the assassination of Iran's leading nuclear scientist on Friday. Awaz says the attack was carried out by 12 gunmen who were supported by a team of 50 operatives providing them with information and logistics. He says the hit squad knew Mohsen Fakhrizadeh's security convoy was on its way to his holiday home and were waiting in ambush at a traffic circle marking the entrance to the town of Asbard. As the convoy entered the traffic circle, a car bomb exploded, hitting the rear security car. The 12 attackers then opened fire on the middle car with machine guns and 2 sniper rifles. According to Awaz, one of the attackers then dragged the scientist out of his car and executed him. The attackers then disappeared, and so far not one attacker has been caught. The Iranian Fars news agency gave a conflicting report, saying that there were no gunmen and that the attack was done by firing a remote-controlled machine gun mounted on the truck that later exploded. 2 ships of the Iranian Navy have rounded the southern tip of Africa, becoming the first Iranian Navy ships to ever enter the Atlantic Ocean. This comes just days after Iran's largest Navy ship caught fire and sank. It appears that the 2 Iranian ships are heading for Venezuela, which would have significant geopolitical ramifications. Here are the details. The Drive reports that 2 ships of the Iranian Navy have reportedly rounded South Africa's Cape of Good Hope and appear to be heading into the Atlantic Ocean. The 2 ships are the frigate Sahand and the Makran, a converted tanker that looks like it's designed to be a mobile base. This latest news comes 2 days after the Karg, one of Iran's largest and most important naval ships, sank after suffering a major fire, the causes of which remain unclear. This would be the first time Iranian naval vessels have operated in the Atlantic, and previous reports have indicated that their final destination is in Venezuela, where they might offload a shipment of weapons. While it is still unclear if the ships are carrying any weapons, satellite imagery suggests the Makran is carrying a number of small, fast-attack boats that Iran has used to harass U.S. naval ships in the Persian Gulf. If Iranian Navy vessels gain the ability to operate in the Atlantic, analysts say it would be a significant step forward for Iran, which has tried and failed to do so in the past. The Pentagon says the delivery of Iranian weapons to Venezuela would be a provocative act and a threat to America's partners in the Western Hemisphere. The Pentagon said, "We would reserve the right to take appropriate measures in concert with our partners to deter the delivery or transit of such weapons." The U.S. Navy revealed that attack boats of the Iran Revolutionary Guard harassed 2 U.S. Coast Guard vessels just after the U.S. and Iranian governments committed to new negotiations. Here are the details. NBC reports that a group of Iranian vessels from the country's Revolutionary Guard harassed 2 U.S. Coast Guard ships for 3 hours in the Persian Gulf earlier this month. The U.S. Navy said on Tuesday that this was the first such incident in a year, and the encounter on April 2nd came just as the U.S. and Iran had restarted negotiations on reviving the 2015 nuclear agreement between Tehran and world powers. 3 Iranian fast attack boats and 1 larger ship, a 55-meter twin-hulled vessel, approached and swarmed the Coast Guard ships at close range. The larger Iranian ship repeatedly crossed in front of the two U.S. vessels at an unnecessarily close range, coming within 70 yards, according to a U.S. Navy statement. Some regional experts say the Revolutionary Guard has sought to provoke tense encounters in the past to undermine Iranian diplomacy with the West. Iran's foreign minister recently said the Revolutionary Guard has often undercut his government's diplomacy and that he himself had zero influence over foreign policy. The ongoing tension between Iran and the U.S. is considered to be one of the world's most dangerous political power kegs that could ignite and explode into a third world war. That's because any military conflict between the two nations would likely draw in all of the world's most powerful countries.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.